Okay, hello there guys, welcome back to the e-bike repairs YouTube channel. My name's Dash. I do fun and exciting bike stuff. I've got two of these in today. These are the Windgoo B20s. Two identical bikes. They're bought new, they've been left to sit for a long time, batteries are dead. That's a good thing. These batteries got recalled in the UK for being a huge fire risk. So if you've got one, you know that now. Dead battery, so I'm going to build them two new battery packs. But to do that, I need to get the exact size and dimensions. It should be 10S3P. I have done something like that before, but I'm going to take this apart and pull the battery pack out so that I can replicate it exactly. I'm going to steal the connectors off this one because why use more? The connectors on this will be fine. It'll be the the BMS and the cells that are actually going to be dangerous. So yeah, I will get that done. There's a series of. See if I can separate these two. A series of, we're going upside down at the moment. Phillips head screws underneath these little rubber plugs. You've got to pick those rubber plugs out with a pointy thing. Then underneath there's Phillips screws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 8 or 10 there. And then underneath, we're going more upside down. Underneath here, you've got one screw there and one screw there, and they're both Phillips heads. They've got to come undone as well. One screw there, one screw there, and that will get the casing off. Then you can access all the gubbins inside. I'll show you when I get to it anyway. Okay, so I've whizzed out the underneath ones, which are bolts, and I've whizzed out the side ones, which are screws. The bolts have these little washers on them. 7 screws, 2 bolts. Now I've left on the 2 bolts that hold on the far side of the case with the screw holes, and I've taken off the 2 bolts that hold on this side, so hopefully I can just pull this side off and leave the other side attached. There we go. I can. There you go, just like that. Then I can access this without having to move this part of the casing, because then it'll be hard to get everything all lined up again. That's where it was lined up from factory. That's where I'll leave it. There's the battery pack. So I'm going to get that out. I think it's glued in. So I'll spray a bit of brake cleaner underneath it down here to release the glue. Undo that cable tie. Be able to get all that out. Okay, to release the battery, obviously I've undone that lot. There's an XT60 connector there, which we'll just pull apart. He says. There you go, which is for the discharge into the controller, and there's the charge port connector. There's the back of the charge port. There's the connector, and that'll be our little, I can't remember what they're called, but they're little red things you can find on a lot of electric scooters. And I've got a bit of brake clean sploshing around in the bottom of this, so it can soak into the whatever's holding this on. I'll just be able to peel it off. So leave it on there for a couple of minutes to, you can see it all splushing around in there. Soak in. Then I'll be able to pull the battery pack out. We'll get onto the bench. Okay, right, there's the battery pack up on the bench. I'm sure I did a video on one of these before, but lots of people ask me on their the size and things. So there it is. It's a 10S3P 6 amp hour battery. There's a big sticky pad, a bit of foam on the back of it there. That's what I was trying to get the glue off. It's lovely and sticky. We've got an XT60 connector here. And we've got, I can't remember what that's called for the life of me, this red thing, but I'm sure someone will tell me. It says I2 on it, whatever that means. I can measure it for people so that they know. We've got about, coming out of the battery, 160 centimetres including the connector, or 150 centimetres of wire on the discharge connector. We've got exactly the same on the charge connector, so they're the same length. Battery pack itself, not including the heat shrink, it's hard to say, but about it's 130 long, including the heat shrink. We're talking millimeters here, no American nonsense. I've got inches, but I'm not using it. Freedom units, and then we've got about 90 odd, 95 mil, something like that, across. Bigger won't fit. It's got to be 10S3P. That's pretty much all you can do. Let's have a bit of a cut into this. Get rid of that. Then we got fish paper. I'm just doing this so I can replicate the pack exactly as it was, so I know it's going to fit. I've got 2 of these to build, so I'll make sure I do that. Right, now to get this off, shall I just brake cleaner it? Probably should, otherwise it's all just going to tear. I'll never get it off in one piece otherwise. It's all going in the bin anyway. So, right, what it is, we've got no insulation between the cell groups at all. That'd probably be where the fire risk comes from. They're just butted up to each other. Go. Yeah, so it's 10S3P, but it's not good. There's no fiberboard around the outside of the pack. It doesn't really matter. It's a soft pack in a plastic case. That's the least of your problems. No fiberboard around the outside. But look at this. After I've taken that off, if I did that enough, all these cell groups are going to rub through. Everything's going to short out. Going to blow up. Yeah, it's terrible, really. I left my multimeter outside on a motorbike. Bear with me. Okay, I found it again. Let's check some voltages, shall we? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 balance wires, which is good. It's the amount I want for a 10S pack. And we've got across the lot 0.8 volts. So this pack's completely dead. The other one will be the same, but 0.8, no charge them at all, completely dead. But that's okay. Right. So what I'll do, I will rob these. I'll just steal the whole BMS. To be honest, BMS will be fine. Certainly rob the bits of wire off it, couldn't I? Be very convenient to have. And basically, I just need to build a pack that's exactly the same size, but less blowy uppy is, I believe, the technical term. Less blowy uppy. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's a shame. These are almost exactly right, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're a bit small in every dimension. That's a shame. Let's see if these even fit in the space available. They would. I'd get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that way. It's significantly larger than what came as factory, though. But looking at it, I can see that there is more room in the case if you modify it. So you could do that. I'm probably going to do exactly what they've done here, but put insulation between the cell groups, because yeah. Can't really have it be completely and utterly unsafe. I will cut back to that shortly. Okay, so looking at it, it looks as though instead of this being up that way, if I put it up that way, there will be room to use these cell holders, which are slightly larger, and then have these BMS leads in the same sort of place, the outputs, and run over there. There should be enough slack to make it work. There'll be a little bit of modification to the existing case. There are a couple of plastic ribs that I'm going to decimate. Then there won't be plastic ribs there anymore. I think that's what I'm going to go with. And yeah, I'll be building 2 identical packs. So I'll be using one group of cell holders and then a second group of cell holders. Look, I'd had some already clipped together from, I don't know, something else I did. See if I can disassemble these again. Come on. Come on. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Not entirely sure what these were for, but evidently it didn't work out, so not using them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Right, just throw those over there. Right. So I've got a load of LG MJ1 cells. They're really good. I'll turn these into 10 amp hour packs I'm building. Technically 10.5, but call it 10. If I want to build it the same way up, it'll have to be neg, neg, neg. Pause, pause, pause. Where does the positive end up? Positive ends up there. So we'll go around there and up there. Yeah, that makes sense. I can do that. There we go. Building with cell holders is always better. Obviously space constraints and things exist, but always better. Beautiful. That'll be one. And then I've got a second one I'm doing as well, so isn't that fun? I'll go like that. Magnets? Magnets. I use these little magnets to pull the cells out of their holdy things, because that's way easier. Trying to get in there and grab it and stuff is a bit of a faff, to be honest. Much easier to do it this way. Those. Yeah, that one's still alive. go. In the drawer. Beautiful. Right, well, we've got 2 packs all ready to spot weld. Dimensions of the new pack will be, I can cut these off, but 122 by 102, but there will be a BMS on there as well, so there will be some slight modification to the case required, but it'll fit in there absolutely fine, I'm sure. If it doesn't, I'll show you. So I'll have to get some nickel strip and start cutting it to size. So I should be able to use this nickel ladder. Lovely, that'll work nicely. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of it, I think, because that'll be our 9. Will be a long strip across the back. So I'll cut one out and it'll make more sense to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. So I need 16 of these. Probably going to have to put myself off a whole loaded ladder. Oh, and I also got this, which is fun. Copper ladder as well, to see if that fits at some point. We don't need it on this, but would be very interesting. I have had a go. The new welder can do it. It's kind of cool. Right, and we'll cut one of these tabs off at a time because we don't need 2 balance leads per thing. So when we do that on there, for example, and fold it over, that'll be our balance lead. We don't need one there as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. I'm sure I can count, but we'll just say I can count. That's 16 of those, and we'll use our magnet to pick up all the excess bits because you don't want them in your foot. Really, really pointy. And then we'll need a long strip to go across 2 of these. I was wondering if I should just use ladder and double it up for all this, even for the positive and negative. I think I might just use ladder and double it up where necessary. So on the negative, that'll be ladder with a bit coming out there, and for the positive it'll be ladder with a bit coming out there, but I could just bring it out here. Wouldn't make much difference, would it? I might just do that, I think. So I'd want a bit of ladder that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doubling everything, so one for each pack. I don't need to double up the little tabs. Those, and that's one of those. And then I'd need 1, 2, 3, 4 more lots of 3 for all this, and I will keep the tabs doubled up because I'll be soldering them all together. Because that would go, for example, ignore this part of it, but imagine I'll cut it first. That would go on there, spot weld, fold over, spot weld again, then you've got double tabs there. That's nice and easy, isn't it? I'll do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those like that. There we go. Beautiful. Right, I will spot weld these a bit later. I've got to go do some stuff now, but we'll come back. Okie dokie. Right, I've got my pack that I'm copying here, so I'll make sure I do it all the same way. I'm going to put that over there so I can just look at it. And then I've got the 2 packs I'm welding up just here, all my nickel strips. It's around. It's all kind of in the way, but it's around. It's fine. So I'll do one pack, then I'll do the other pack. I probably won't show you both, because why would you want to see me do the same thing twice? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe I'll film both. Who knows? Oh, turn my lights on. Turned them off. I thought I couldn't see. And then I'll fold that one over. A little something like this. And I folded it over so that you can't really tell that it's been folded, but it is in fact 2 layers of nickel, even though it doesn't look like it. And then that can get folded over like that, and that can be our negative tab. But it looks pretty much just like one because it's relatively well folded. Sometimes you don't line up quite that perfectly, but that time went really well, so that's good. Oh no, it's wet here. Oh, my nickel strip's wet. Why is it wet? Uh-oh, let me dry that off. Okie dokie, I've been visited by the puppies, so if you hear any strange noises, it's the dogs. Do the main positive strip now. The puppies are sneezing. Just come back from a walk. That's that. Let's see if I can fold this over nicely. It's close. I'll have to bash them down properly on those those bits, but that's fine. And then, do I do the same thing to each pack as I go, or do I do one pack then the other? The same thing to each pack as I go. It could be extra boring for you guys then, which I'm sure you'll love. Yes, I am going to film me doing both, because why not? There we go, right, and then I've got 2 of these to use up. to do our weight. Nope. They'll be on the other side. I'll do them afterwards. Right. Got our pots and legs lined up. It's time to do these. Very good. Tab over, do that one. This new spot welder is the best thing I have ever bought for saving time. It's just fantastic. Saves me hours of my life mucking about with things. It's lovely. I've got the settings kind of dialed in. I tested it out the other day. I think I can do copper and nickel sandwiches with it. I didn't film that because obviously it started out disgusting. I think once I've got it a bit more down, I'll probably film me building a pack or two with it. That's one side of one done, and then I can do one side of the other. Sure, this is riveting to watch. I think I've said a few times though, I like to watch people pressure wash stuff on YouTube, so maybe people like to watch me spot weld stuff. You never know. Go, right, both halves are done, and then I'll flip them over and we'll do the other side. So we're not going to join these, but we are going to join them down here. So once we're joined down here, then we'll do 2 tabs, 2 tabs, 2 tabs, 2 tabs. Might just do them now. Why not? In case anybody's wondering, I'm doing this with a foot pedal to activate it. I'm not psychic, but you never know. Maybe I'm lying and I am psychic. I'm not. and then I've got just this bit of strip to put on. Then I've got to fold it over. And the reason I'm doubling this up is because then the current carrying capacity is higher because I'm doubling up the strip. So it's basically double, isn't it? It may not be exactly double, but it's pretty much double. And they're nice, strong spot welds. I've got it set to 260 power, 2 pulse, I think, and then 60 milliseconds time. But of course, if you have a different welder, it's never going to appear the bloody same anyway, is it? So, and I'm starting from this end. That one's actually that way up. Oh, missed. Let me fix that because I've just gone through the corner of the strip there. You see there's a hole in it, which is not perfect. So I'll do it again. Scissors. Lost my scissors. Where are my scissors? There's cake on top of my scissors. Good problem to have, isn't it? Cake on top of your scissors. Right. Oh my goodness, it's all alive. Everything's moving. 1, 2, 3. And we'll simply pop another one over the top, then it will be perfect. Unless you were looking, you'd never even know, would you, that there's a second layer over these 6. And also, it's not exactly a bad thing. It's fine. Obviously, it's all incredibly happily spot welded. Right, and then there's just this one to put on. Get cracking. Oh, that didn't spot weld. Oh. Strange. Turn the machine off, turn it back on. How odd. Didn't do anything, did it? There it goes. No idea. And fold her over. Okay. Very good. All done and dusted. I'll just need to push all these little tabs down where I've spot welded it and bent it over. You see they're standing a bit proud, and we don't want that. So I'll obviously make that be better. And then same on there. They're just proud. They can be whacked down. They'll be all good. Lovely. Right. Time to solder the BMSs and balance leads and plugs, and then test them. Okie dokie. Right, we're back over here now. I've got my 2 new packs, and I've got my 2 old packs, and I'm going to remove the BMS. I'm going to reuse the BMSs because they seem all good, and I'm just going to replace the balance leads and cells. Well, the pack. Let's get that off there. And we'll get this off here. Like that. And then the BMS should lift up if I stick a big jabby thing underneath it. There we go. Now where's the temperature sensor go? Just pull out. Yeah, just pull out. There we go. That's one of those. And goodbye pack. And let's do the same to this one. Under a bit of tape on this one. Not for long. Come on. There you go. That's that bit. And that's that bit. I'm going to get rid of this silicone. It's on those. It's a bit on that one as well. Okay. And big jabby thing. Then we want our 10%. Okay, so that was like that. Let me just double check where the BMS is meant to go. Give me just one moment, please. Yeah, it's going to have to go. Same place should be fine, just up here. Shouldn't make too much of a difference. Should just be able to fit that like that. Stick that there, and we'll be all good to go. Right. Sorry, brain cells. Cell wrap means unbending all of these. Cell wrap? What am I on about? I'm on about barley paper. So what I need to do first, chop these off. Because I'm a little, put my hood up on this, a little up in my hair. I've got to put this in a space that this wasn't quite designed for a pack this large. Ow, that hurts my hands. Oh, there's loads to do. There's so many to do. Oh no. There's so many. I'll cut back. Okay, I've removed them and everything's now covered in a fine film of black dust because this was quicker than using the little cutters. Anyway, moving on. Lovely. And then when I say covered, I mean covered. But it's fine. Everything's okay. Right, let's get this stuck on. Easy if I start halfway down one of these. I've got something to stick back on. Up to about there. Oh no, I hear low battery sounds. It's going boop boop boop. Don't worry, there's a charger. Plug you in. There we go, charging. That's that, and then we can fold these all back over. There's one. Is that enough to go round? Yeah, it's got to be enough to go around the other one. I think I just breathed some of that in. That can't be good for me. Can't be. There somewhere then. That bit. Recycling. Okay. Tabs fold it back over. Okay, right. That's a little bit better. Get those both laid out the same way. Like that. Same as that one. Okay. Anyway, get the BMSs stuck on. They're going to need to go down there. Little something like that. So, sticky tape. One. And that's two. Just like that. Okay, see if I can actually get this off without just peeling the tape off. There you go, there's one. And you're going to go that way around. How long is that? That is that long. Therefore, about there. Same with this. About there. Very good. Temp sensor wise, you should probably tuck that in now before I get too far ahead. Somewhere like under there will do quite nicely. Same for this one. There we go. Lovely. Right. Sodding iron, as the Americans would say. Bit of solder. Can get some of these spot welded, soldered on. Uh-oh. We've dripped solder down the side of the pack in a bad fashion. It's gone down there. So get out of my swamp. There we go. Right. Tweezers. Solder on the main negative while I'm up here. It's a shame not to. Let that cool. Don't blow on it. There's one. Keep the metal things away. Right, there's two. Okay, and up we go the other way. And up the other way. This got Lawning tinning. Lovely jubbly. Now these probably won't reach anymore, but I'll deal with that. In fact, to deal with that, I wonder if I could just put a little more slack through. Probably could, couldn't I? I'll give that a little trim there. Yeah, there's a bit more slack on that, and I can pull out as much as I want, and the same on this. Ah, these could reach. Yep, let's get a bit more. Oh, look at that. They'll be absolutely fine. Very good. And then, yeah, look, that'll just sit like that. That'll be fine. That'll fit. Beautiful. Get those soldered on. So we're doing the main positives now. Very cool. Tug test. Good. Yeah, look, that'll do nicely. Got that one over there and that one there. That'll sit there. Be all nice and neat up the side of it, and there's still plenty long enough. There's loads of slack in the case. The leads on the actual controller and charge port themselves are about that long, so there's plenty of room. Right, let's replicate with this one. that off there, boy. How was that? That was sort of like that, wasn't it? Plenty of room. Oh. Very good. Right, and then they can also sit nicely just like that. This runs around the other way, but it shouldn't make the slightest bit of difference. Do I want to take these down now while I'm here? Why not? Can't hurt, right? So at least one less set of wires to try and deal with in a minute. Ooh. Very good. Right, basics are done. Just the balance leads left to do, of which I have 2 sets. Might plug them in. What I like to do with balance leads is they always come a bit tangled. Is get them sort of straightened out first, which would involve a bit of, not quite combing them, but running my hands over them like that, and then you're curving off to one side. So I'd get them and I'd, you know, try and undo the curve a bit so they're just a bit straighter. Makes it much easier to find what lead we're going to work with. See, now they sort of sit a bit nicer rather than sitting like that. See, on 10 series and 7 series, so 36 and 24 volt batteries, much easier. Start getting up to some 72 volt stuff. It's split into multiple plugs anyway. Usually, don't normally see 21 long SM connectors. You can get them, you don't normally see them. Right, that's something usable. Okay, occasionally I found on some BMSs the balance leads will be live sort of when you plug them in. So if I plugged in the negative and I touched that to the main positive down there, it would go bang. So that's something I'm keen to avoid. Now, I'm a big believer, as I've probably said before in some of my other videos, in having slack in my things, because if I want to work in it, I want to. And I'm not a massive believer in, oh, it's got to be all, balance leads have to be beautiful and pretty. I'm fine with them being neat. Neat is okay, pride in your work and all that. But like, there's going to be a bundle up here somewhere, and I'm going to cable tie it up. That won't be pretty. The rest of it's fine. It can be sort of neat and nice. But that part, it's not going to be. And I don't care. Build it yourself if you don't like it. There goes number 2. And then number 3. So I'm not going to chop them down to size. Down to length. It doesn't matter. There's a bit of an argument on that with regards to whether or not chopping them down to size makes any difference in terms of resistance. So a longer wire would be more resistance, so it may not balance properly. But also, who knows? Who knows? I've actually never checked. There's that one. And that's our next one. Our next one's going to come. Hold all these in case they short out. All the way along. And we just did. What did we just do? Just did that one. No. Oh, yeah, just did that one. So the next one will be on the other side of that, which is our big long one. Very good. Should be that one there. Thought that was hot. I was just holding what I just soldered and now I've burnt my finger. Good job me. Right, next up then we want this one, which will go over here. And then we'll want this one, which will go over there. And then that one. And then this one. I actually know where these ones go now. It'll be right. I can tidy these up then. Neaten them up a touch. There. All the solders coming off. There we go. Well, I say coming off, there's a bit too much on it really. There we go, lovely. Right, that's one done. I'm not going to dress them and get all this nice, because I have to obviously, you know, run these up 1, 2, so they're not all tangled and stuff, and then deal with the slag at the end. But I'd want to test them first and make sure they're working before I go any further. Just feels prudent. Then let's do this one. You can watch me do the same thing twice, or you know, you can skip. It's the internet. You can. I have to sit through it. You don't. I mean, I say have to sit through it. I am being paid money to do this. You know, it is a job. It's not like I do this just. I mean, sometimes I do it for fun, but not always. This time, no. Right, there's number one. I'm hanging off the edge for me. Number two. Number three. 4. 5. Got our, where have we gone? Get out of my way. Oh, bloody tangled now. Is that the order they're supposed to be in? Yeah, look, that's the order they're supposed to be in. So if I can keep that, I should be able to do this without flipping the pack back over again. Definitely not tangled. Definitely not tangled. Well, I'll soon find out if they are, won't I? Is that soldered on? There we go. Is that one? Is that one? This was not easier. I'm having to grow extra bloody limbs to do this. Shit idea it was. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so they, you know, they'd all want to sit and be arranged nicely, but that's not what I'm doing right this minute. I'll come back and I'll do that. Right, let's get one in one of these bikes, because that's where the funny charge port thing is. And so it charges, unless I've got the charge port kicking around somewhere. Probably got one kicking around. I'll try and show you on the bench. Okay, I do have one. Let's make sure they're the same way round. So I'll notch in them. Notch in these, there's a notch in these, and they are opposite ways round, I believe. Yeah, look, my reds are black, my blacks are red. It doesn't plug in the other way up. Oh, does it? It's concerning. Anyway, my reds are black and my blacks are red, so I need to do red to black on this adapter and black to red on this adapter, which I know is confusing, but colours don't really mean anything. It's just an indication of what way around things are sometimes. Product placement. It's really not. Get a 36-volt charger out here. Take off that XLR adapter. Throw that in the corner. Get that plugged in, and then we should be red to black and black to red, which is confusing, and it doesn't charge. It's concerning. Okay, it's fine. What about the other one? Red to black and black to red. It also doesn't charge. Okay. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Bollocks. There is a little fuse on these BMSs. Let's see if they're blown. Not blown. Not blown. I've done something silly with my balance leads and put them all around the wrong way. Let's check. Got a super duper handy dandy battery testing machine here, and that will tell me things. Now I've done it right. Perfectly balanced. I'll show you. Okay, look. Very, very, very well balanced. 10 lots of group, 10 lots of things. So that's not the problem. Back up here. Squeak, squeak. Why aren't you charging? What's wrong with you? Is the voltage getting through? Is my adapter just dodgy? Could just have a dodgy adapter. Let's check between our main positive and our main negative. We're seeing 35 volts, and then on the charge we're seeing 42. Nope, so the BMS is just unhappy. That'll teach me to reuse things, won't it? Ah. Luckily I have others, so it's fine. Just redo everything. Probably, maybe that's why the original ones died. Maybe their BMSs are just dead. Great. Is there another fuse? There must be another fuse, surely. Not easily accessible or visible. Great. I'll do it again. I'm going to cut back when I do it again. This video is probably already like 2 hours long. You don't need to see that. I have figured it out. It's now charging. The BMSs that the balance leads came from have the minus and the plus round the other way. So this side on the original BMS is minus and that side is plus. As you can see, I've turned the balance lead the other way up and it's all good. So yeah, look, I've got my negative over here, but that was the plus. So the balance leads were around the wrong bloody way. I did check, but evidently I didn't check very well because I'm stupid. We all make mistakes. That's why you check things. That one charges, so charger's gone red. Back to green, and this one also charges red, green. So I will let them charge up, and then we'll put it all together, wrap it up, make it fit in the scooter, of course, bicycle, make it fit in the bicycle, the recalled bicycle. It is no longer fit for sale, and yeah, we shall go from there. Very good. Here are the 2 packs, just about fully dressed. So we've got layers of this tape that keeps everything together. It's like a fibrous stuff. We've got fish paper for insulation purposes. We've got capped on tape. Well, actually, we've got really wide capped on tape that goes over it. And we've got our layer of heat shrink, and then the pack ends are sealed with glue, and then there's some of this fun aluminium type tape over the end, which is super sticky and doesn't really come off. Just got to do a bit more gluing there to try and get things a little more weatherproof, and yeah, not too far off. Same story on the bottom, and of course labels on the side of the packs. And then here's one of the bikes. You can see I've got to remove 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of little half plastic sprues, these support things. I can leave this main bar, just get rid of those. There's nothing on the inside, on the other side, to stop it fitting, because it will fit in dimension wise just there, and it just won't quite fit where those plastic sprues are. It's really close, you can't quite see it, but it'll be fine. And then this part here, oh, the battery's upside down, that might help. And then the cables will come out up here. There's still room for cable entry there, and that probably all squeeze in there. I think I'll get round this. There is a bit of squish and things, and it's yeah, really close to fitting. I've just got to do a bit of modifying to all this. Should be good to go. And there we go. You can see the bike's all working now. I've just had it out for a little ride. That's on. Light all works. Front light, back light, everything's back together. And if I can do this with one hand, got a pedal, then turn the throttle. Whee! Off it goes.